1,000 meters. They're all set and they're racing. Harold the Duke stood for a moment, gave away 2 lengths, so to Lord Nelson. King of Seville's right there, Climate Control, Reach for the Stars, the white blinkers in between runners, is one of the early leaders as well. Keep the Fort is just off them, King of Seville dropping back into 4th, Rassonant passes that one, then comes Dawn Cloud, Black Sleeves, White Cap, 6 lengths off the leader, Mo flows behind that, then comes Adios Amigos, the orange cap, Harold the Duke is behind that, and making up a little bit of ground after a slow start. Then came Lord Nelson, Give Us a Smile, 3rd to last. Then comes Pisces and Puerto. Plata races at the back end of the field as they race past the 1400. Out in front, Reach for the Stars leads the way from in the 2nd spot. Climate Control, Keep the Forters down the inside. Blue Sleeves and Cap racing in 3rd. Then Give Us a Smile beyond that, making up a lot of ground now, moving into 3rd, now 2nd. Then came Rassonant. Dawn Cloud is a length beyond that, got 5 or 6 lengths to make up. Then comes King of Seville. Further back in the field is Mo Flow, Harold the Duke. They got 9 and 10 lengths to make up. Then Adios Amigos, Lord Nelson further back. Pisces is 1 from last and Puerto Plata's the trailer. They turn for home, they just passed the 800 meter mark, and Climate Control now comes forward to take over the lead. Reach for the Stars is down the inside. Then came Give Us a Smile further back, Keep the Fort, Lord Nelson going through down the inside, and then comes Dawn Cloud. Further back in the field, Give Us a Smile and Rassonant. It's wide open at this stage, you can take your pick. Lord Nelson down the inside, Harold the Duke's down the centre. Then came Dawn Cloud. Further back in the field, Keep the Fort, Climate Controls towards the outside as they come down to the last 200. Out in front is now Harold the Duke, picked up the lead. Down the inside, Lord Nelson, Dawn Cloud, Puerto Plata is coming home from the back. Then comes Mo Flow also running on as they come down to the last 50. Puerto Plata comes at Harold the Duke and Puerto Plata got there. 2nd, Harold the Duke, 3rd close, Mo Flow. Then came Lord Nelson, and further back in the field, Dawn Cloud. So here's your head-on replay. Your winner is somewhere towards the center. You'll see the red sleeve striped cap coming to the outside, was inside, couldn't get a gap, comes outwards, the rider angles him outwards, gets the gap there. Puerto Plata comes home strongly at Harold the Duke and gets up to win it in the last strides.
Welcome back to Fairview, and number 5, Puerto Plata, trained by Alan Greer for Lawrence Verners, and as mentioned, he's on course. Great to have him here this afternoon. Wins this afternoon. Last time out, I won a sprint. Today it went a lot further, and it was under a hard ride from Richard Free. We'll chat to him in a short while to get to the winner's post, but won well. So Puerto Plata, 2 from 2 now at Fairview. I've got Godfrey with me. He's collecting for Zoo. Zoo is the groom that looks after Puerto Plata, 1,500 Rand. From World Sports Betting. Godfrey Taddle, Zoo, very well done. It's hot out there, and then sometimes the horses just travel for you. This one, Richard earned his keep for sure. Richard, well done to you. Now, last time out, winning over a sprint when this horse showed us on history, on paper, that it needed this type of ground. But I was watching you throughout the race, and at one stage, you were really at Puerto Plata. He was basically off the bit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I was like detached 2 lengths off the second last horse, and I was in trouble, you know, so I just had to wait until he finds his rhythm and gets into his big action. You know, he's got his issue behind, and, you know, I just had to wait. And they went a nice, decent pace, and I was just hoping that they'll come back at me, which happened. And, you know, got a nice split. Didn't have to break his stride at any time, but I was always at him, always working. And, you know, when it came down to the business side of things, he dug deep, he quickened, he just did enough to get ahead of Smanga at the line, and you know, I saw 1 or 2 horses flashing up on the inside rail, and I was like, oh dear, is there more fights coming? But you know, he did enough. So well done to Mr. Verners, to Mr. Greef and the team. I know he's not an easy horse to get into the winner's box, but he's been successful on 2 occasions for us, and you know, very, very pleased for Mr. Greef. He's really done good with this horse, knowing, you know, the issues that he has. So. Yeah, and to my sponsors at Winning Form for their ongoing support, thank you very much.
Richard, I'm going to only ask you about later on, Fairy Night, the East Coast versus the West Coast. Brett brings his horses here. We're behind you because these are proper racehorses.
They can come.
They can come. That's
I'm
all
ready.
I had to hear.
Cool.
There we go. I love it. That's fighting talk, and that's what we want. And as you said that, I just saw, I didn't even really see, but I know Nadine smiling on the other side there. Alan, well done to you. The pressure's obviously on. When I say it's on, you're going from a sprint when you were prepping for this type of race, won the sprint, and then as they jump, you see, hang on, I've got a bit of work to do here.
Yeah, well, listen, well done to Richard,
Yeah.
and to Mr. Lawrence Werners. He's come to visit us today. He's on business and decided to include his racing. And yeah, I'm glad to see that at least we got a winner for him. So very well done to Lawrence and his team. To Richard, I think on a great ride, Ashley Parker does a lot of work on this horse. So you know, he's not the soundest horse in the world, but you see his races are few and far between. But we've got to get him right for each time, and as you can understand why I didn't expect him to win 1,200. He was off the pit over 2,000.
Exactly.
So anyway, he's a very well-related horse to Puerto Manzano, half-brother, and 2 from 2. Well done to everybody concerned.
Well done to you, Al. There we go. Alan Greef back in the winner's box. We've got some serious races coming up a little bit later, but take note, we did like what Richard Fourie said when I asked him about Fairy Night. He said they can come. So the local guys will be shouting that home in our feature.